It's a hamstring strain. How severe at this point? We'll wait and make a determination soon, but see how he wakes up in the morning and how he feels. Disappointing. Had really good stuff, and I think he felt it for the first time running down the baseline when he bunted, and then tried to go back out and pitch through it. Thought he was fine to do that, and it started grabbing on him.
Was there any particular pitch that he was feeling on more than any other?
Just when we went out there to talk to him at that point in time, it was just like he's grabbing on me when I'm pitching. So at that point, he's not going to push it any further and go to the bullpen. I thought his stuff was really good first few innings, as good as you've seen it. So it's disappointing to be in that situation and him not be able to make it through that.
When you look back at that inning, was that the he just seemed to generally sort of slide in that inning. Was it, you think that the hamstring was acting up the whole time?
Yeah, I think that's a question for him, to be able to assess how much it bothered him. It was something like his velocity was still there. I think the last pitch he threw was at 94 miles an hour. It's not like he was pitching at 87 or 88 all of a sudden out of nowhere. That inning was rough. He didn't exactly get hit around. He got a swinging bunt down the third baseline when we're in the shift. He got a ground ball in the 6 hole when we both converge on a ball where the play's probably going to be at third base. A couple walks. It wasn't him falling apart that inning by any stretch. It was just a couple bad breaks and a couple walks when we come in and make the error. It's how much it was bothering him. I think that's a question for him.
Andy, you've lost 5 in a row. Is a young team pulling out of a skid like this one of the harder lessons that this team may have to learn?
You knew there'd be challenges throughout the course of the season, especially with the youth. I think to a large degree the youth is proving exciting. You look at Alan Cordoba just stepping in, probably start getting more starts for him. He's hitting balls hard. He's having quality at-bats. He sees the baseball. Will continues to see it well. Margot takes some good passes. Hasn't had any luck recently at all. Renfroe smokes a couple baseballs today. Some of those guys showing real value, real skill. Put it together and start winning some baseball games, yeah, that's going to happen. But no, it's last 5 games, especially with the loss yesterday. It was a tough loss. Today's game is just kind of a painful baseball game where you lose your starter when he's throwing very, very well. And, you're right there. You're up 1-0, and then kind of unravels for you at that point in time. And then you start going to other direction with the game, especially coming off the travel day we came off yesterday when you're down 7-1. You start resting a lot of regulars, trying to get them off their feet because, frankly, it's been a grind, and it'll continue to be a grind. But our guys are going to continue to battle, and they'll show up tomorrow with the expectation of winning.
You think you chalk up the 4 errors to that?
2 of them are pitcher's errors. One of them, the Zach Lee ball, that's kind of a weird, kind of unique play. Schimpf has a couple short hops at first base. You can't, I can guarantee Will picks that ball. It's no disrespect to Sanchi at all at first base. He hasn't been taking many reps over there, but at some point in time, you got to get Will off of his feet. That ball's picked every time Will's out there. The other one's just a tough play that's like a hit anyway, and he tries to make a hero's play, and Will wasn't able to pick that in between hops. So position player-wise, you look around the diamond, there wasn't a ton of stuff to pick apart as bad defense. Our pitchers making plays, got to make plays.
And it's a little early to project, but Cosart can't make his next start. Everything goes well with Perdomo's bullpen. Is it conceivable that he would step into that starting spot at that point?
Yeah, I'd say that's a possibility. Not going to rush Perdomo at all if we feel like there's any reason to hesitate and slow down his path after he throws tomorrow. We'll do that. If he feels great tomorrow, we'll sit down and convene probably in the next day or so after that, make a determination on who will have that start.
Did you know going into the 9th that Ibar was going to be your emergency pitcher if you needed one?
No. I actually started cranking my arm towards him at shortstop to see if he wanted to pitch, and he cranked it back at me. You can't really go out there and have a conversation. So at that point, it felt like Christian had thrown enough pitches. And, frankly, at some point in time, you got to smile. You got to enjoy the moment. And, it's tough moments to enjoy. Nobody likes getting beat. Nobody, trust me, nobody hates it more than I do. But at some point in time, your player's got to smile, and that smile relaxes him going into tomorrow. And I think, Eric coming in relieves a little bit of the tension from the game today.
Andy, what did you think of Shelby?
It's an explosive fastball.
Yeah.
When he's on, his stuff is as good as anybody's out there. The fastball jumps. He's throwing fastball by fastball hitters. We had a couple times where we had him kind of teetering on the edge, and we couldn't knock him off. But credit to him, he threw some fastballs by us.